Welcome to the Winners Tackle Box, brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. We just wrapped up the first tournament of 2023 in the South Division here on beautiful Lake Martin. I'm joined here with the winners, Rob Lee, Steve Winslet. Guys, we've been here before. This is not your first win. How many wins have you had on Alabama Bass Trail?
Third, I think.
Okay. And you've won on Lake Martin before, is that right?
We've won on Lake Martin before.
Okay. Now, the story here at Lake Martin is typically everybody's going to catch fish. So the key is always, what is it going to take to get the better than average or a kicker or both? What was your game plan when you left the dock this morning?
Well, to fish for the bigger fish. And it just so happened that on our first stop, Rob caught a 3-pounder that pretty much dictated what we was going to do the rest of the day. So we both talked about it and said, we're not going spot fishing. We're going to stay shallow. We're going to try to get a big bag today. And it just worked out, They wasn't everywhere, certain places, but they bid in one place yesterday, and we went in there today, you couldn't get a bite.
Right.
So it's just, the fish are changing so much right now, but it's just putting your head down and going and sticking with it. I mean, that's it. Sometimes it works out.
Right. So it's springtime. We know the fish are kind of moving from day to day staging, but we also, when 225 boat field and these guys are practicing 3 or 4 days at a time, it's a lot of pressure on the water. How important is it to be able to have a fresh mind starting out tournament morning?
You definitely got to have a fresh mind, stay confident, and you got to trust in your partner and what he's found, and what he's got to trust what I've found, and that's what we do, and that's the reason we work really, really well together, because we both trust each other and what we find, and it's panned out today. I mean, the first fish we caught, I found yesterday, and we went to it first thing and caught it, and then later in the day, we went to where he found a big one yesterday. Not on bed, but where he's seen one, and we pulled up there and caught it.
How much of the lake did you guys really cover throughout the day?
Pretty much lake.
Yeah, we started from 280 to the back of Blue Creek, and in between. Every pocket. I mean, Sandy Creek, Adwin.
I mean, the last tournament we won here a couple years ago, we actually had to get gas during the tournament.
Okay.
I mean, we run that much.
So obviously you had something you were kind of keyed on. Is it something you could visually see with your eyes as you were running down the lake? Could you kind of see an area and think, okay, that's where it should be today, and that's kind of where you'd pull in, or did you use mapping? What was kind of the clue, or what helped you today?
We did use mapping, but it's just irregulars in the bank. It's the main thing you concentrate on, where fish would pull up. I mean, you just, you got it in your mind where fish wants to be in the, when it warms up, and you run them in, irregulars on the banks and to catch them.
Now, we had 225 boats in this field, but the lake fished big today. It seemed like guys were really spread out. Did you have any issues stopping where you wanted to fish today?
No, not really.
No, we didn't have anybody really bothering us or anything like that.
Okay.
It's just, we pretty much fished where we wanted. There's a lot of people fishing out,
Right.
with the forward-facing sonar and stuff like that, but it's just hard to win one-day tournaments on this lake, doing that. But it's been done before, yeah. But it's just trying to keep up with the fish and where they're moving and where they're coming to.
Okay. Let's get into some of the baits here. What were some of the baits you guys used? Did you have to use a lot? Did you kind of stick with something in particular?
No, basically just one bait, a jig.
A jig with a zoom chunk on it. I was throwing a black and blue with a brown chunk, and
I was
Rob was
throwing
throwing a brown and green pumpkin. It's just, imitating a crawfish. And
okay.
That's pretty much it. We threw a crankbait a little bit. I don't even think we caught a fish on
I don't
crankbait
think so
today.
either.
But once we established that pattern this morning, we caught that first one. Rob caught it on a jig. We knew what we was going to do the rest of the day, whether it worked or not. You know. But we had some backup plans. If we couldn't catch them, we was going to try to get 8 or 9 pounds for points and all. But it clicked. We started catching them and just stuck with it all day.
A good thing, we're pretty hard-headed when it comes to how we fish. And
it hurts us sometimes.
And it hurts us sometimes, but when it pays off good. But so we're just fortunate.
Okay. Now, jig's a very versatile bait. A jig you can fish a lot of different ways. Were you guys working this on the bottom primarily, swimming it kind of in the middle? How were you working this jig?
We're just skipping it.
I mean, really and truly, they had it when it hit the water.
We did catch a couple swimming it over a rock pile.
Yeah, we did.
Too. So.
But I don't think we weighed in one doing that.
No.
Okay. So, springtime, starting to warm up. These fish at first pull up. Do you find that they're the most aggressive when they first pull up into these areas?
Absolutely. I mean, it was a one pitch deal.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And we did see some fish that was paired up and moving up. Next week ought to be really good up here with this full moon coming up.
Right.
But yeah, fish are moving a lot
Okay.
right now.
Yeah, if this tournament was next weekend, it would be a lot of
take a lot
sight
more,
fishing,
yeah.
and it would
Right.
take a big sack.
Okay. Well, guys, like I said, it seemed to be a tough day for most guys. You guys pulled it off once again. Great job under tough conditions. Obviously, the competition here is first class. Congratulations. Great payday, great tournament, a great way to start the year,
Thank you.
leading the points. So before you head on your next adventure, be sure to stop by your local Academy Sports and Outdoors where you can find all this gear and more.